Congress today released an image on their Twitter feed arguing about the impact of the Bharat Jodo Yatra in Karnataka. And we're bringing up that slide. I want you to talk a little bit about that because I know you've been tracking it for the last year plus.
Yeah, Bharat Jodo Yatra arguably, delivered for the Congress, and largely because actually without the Bharat Jodo Yatra, it would have been troublesome for the Congress, because that yatra provided a platform for the warring factions of the Congress to come together and walk along Rahul Gandhi. So what happened was that in order to prove their, loyalty, or whichever way you say it, both the factions, they pulled out their numbers. The Bharat Jodo Yatra in the Karnataka was a grand success because both the factions were working to, top up each other. That okay, देखो मैंने ज़्यादा लोग किए हैं, क्या मैं ज़्यादा ले.
Yeah. Did we just lose Yashwant
which
there?
kind of
Yeah,
enthused,
yeah,
which enthused the entire Congress rank and file, and that delivered it. But it was the impact of bringing the warring factions together. That's it. It was not the national narrative, not the national leadership, not Adani for sure. 40%, 40% thing stuck to the BJP on the perceived corruption of the local leaders, not Adani. So if the Congress tomorrow thinks it is a mandate for Rahul Gandhi and defeat of the Narendra Modi individual, which Jairam Ramesh tweeted so gleefully today, if the Congress tomorrow thinks that the 40% narrative worked in Karnataka and they should now work really hard to take the Adani narrative in the center, they can do it. But the data suggests it is unlikely to work in that way.
I want to pick up Yashwant's last point to Salman, because I know, Salman, you've been a very vocal voice in this Adani Hindenburg thing. But I think Yashwant makes a very important point, the value of local identifiable issues. What makes noise in Delhi does not make noise in Bengaluru. That 40% Sarkara tag stuck. If you ask the voters of Karnataka about Adani, Hindenburg, their eyes might glaze over. They might have heard of it vaguely, but not see it as something that impacts their lives. The Congress made this mistake with Rafale in 2019. Yashwant's making the point that, you've got to not read the wrong message from this win. What do you say, Salman?
Look, I think we have to take a step back a little bit, right? This election, if it is a local election, which it is, right? I mean, what are people voting for? People are talking about their job situation. They don't have jobs, right? Poverty is relatively widespread. People don't have opportunities. Yes, there is corruption. What does corruption lead to? It leads to lack of good public services. Things that are bread and butter issues, whether you have LPG and fuel prices, inflation, etc. Those were the issues for the people of Karnataka. But those are the issues for the people of India. This is not just about Karnataka. This is about all of India. So I fail to understand why these issues would resonate in just an assembly election and not across the country.
In the same way as a state can vote one way in an assembly and exactly a different way in the Lok Sabha. We have Delhi as a key example. Karnataka was swept by the BJP in the Lok Sabha elections. We don't know what will happen in the Lok Sabha elections.
But Barkha, let us now go back to 2019. And Yashwant, of course, is a very capable pollster, and he knows about 2019 and all the other elections. The fact of the matter is that before Balakot and all that, before Pulwama, that was a different Lok Sabha election. I'm not suggesting here that Mr. Modi and the BJP were going to be routed in that election. But nobody here can tell me that before Pulwama, it was the same election as it was after Pulwama. It was a very different election. And I can tell you that after this election, and when we have 5 other state elections coming up, and then there's the Lok Sabha election, I think these kinds of local issues are going to be fought over in all of these state assembly elections. And then many of these issues are going to also resonate at the Lok Sabha level. Now, I'm not suggesting that because now today, Congress won 136 or 137 seats, which probably translates into 16 or 17 Lok Sabha seats for the Congress and 9 for the BJP. That is how it is going to be. But also, I'm suggesting that we should not just think that because we have a Lok Sabha election and Mr. Modi is now going to win 25 seats again in Karnataka. So
No,
I think
I'm just saying. I'm just saying we don't know. I am
we
merely
don't know.
arguing
We
that
don't
we
know.
don't
We
know.
don't
I'm
know.
merely
But
arguing that we don't know.
we don't know, Barka. But we do know one thing: that if you keep losing state assembly elections, some of that is going to stick to your national ambitions as well. If it
Okay.
doesn't, that's kind of that would be strange to my
Okay.
mind.
I think let's take that around in last comment. Okay, Vinita, go ahead. Vinita, can we unmute Vinita?
Yeah, so definitely. See, double engine sarkar is about cooperative federalism. So it's about, see, mohabbat ke dukaan is all very good to hear, but then you need to bring food to the table. So you need to have funds for that, and you need to have the support of the center for that. So that is what is called double engine sarkar. And we hope the Congress can take forward the government with stability in leadership and stability in economy. And we have absolutely no right to talk of poverty and joblessness, because we know how much we have come far ahead of the game in the last 8.5 years across the country. And those results would speak in 2024 for sure.
Sudha, if you want to add to that, and then I'll give Aarti and Yashwant the last words. Dr. Sudha.
Uh, yeah, definitely. I would like to talk about unemployment. I would like to say that 55 lakh people were given employment. One thing. Second thing is take the unemployment rate. It is 2.6% in Karnataka, Barka, whereas in the states which are led by Congress, take it Telangana, it is more. Take it Kerala, it is more. Take it Rajasthan, it is almost 26%. So what do they have to say about it? And regarding the hike in the fuel for Karnataka was 3 rupees, whereas in Telangana it is 4.5 rupees and Kerala it is 7 rupees. So anything which is there, stable in Karnataka, it is more on a higher side on the Congress-led government. This is one thing what they're talking about fuel. And regarding LPG also, they're saying we would like to say that we have given LPG connections to gas connections to 38 lakh people of Karnataka, and all the basic amenities, including pure drinking water and toiletries, to almost 42 lakh toilets, that is Sauchalayas were given. And that's what Vinita said. Let's not talk about poverty. It was just not a dialogue
Do
to
you
say that
believe?
we
Do
want
you
to end
believe
poverty.
this will have an impact? Do you believe this will have an impact on the Lok Sabha elections in Karnataka?
Absolutely no. Absolutely.
Why?
No.
Why not? Why not?
I'll tell you, the center has worked day and night. I told you, Jan hai to Jahan hai. See, when it was only Modi ji and the central team who could inspire the scientists and the healthcare workers to stand united, to stand strong to fight against COVID. Take it lightening the diyas and what other things. So we were just we are increasing the morality of our scientists and the healthcare workers. And one thing, Barka. See, when the scientist invented a vaccination, I'm a doctor, I know, because it takes years together to find a vaccine. But here, in case, we were blessed enough that they have invented within a year, and one vaccination costed not less than 1,300 rupees in the initial days. So, 2 vaccination has been given to all the citizens of Karnataka. That is 12.5 crore vaccinations has been given, and that leads to a lot of, at least one family, not less than 17 to 18,000 has been given. So definitely, center has done enormous work, and people of India or Karnataka will have gratitude for that.
Okay, we'll put aside the COVID debate. I think that's a very different kind of conversation, which maybe we need to have separately. I need to start wrapping. Aarti, Salman insists that but you need a spate of assembly defeats for the BJP has to have an impact on national elections. A lot will depend on what happens in the next 3 elections this year. Aarti, go ahead.
No, absolutely, Barkha. I think I mentioned this on your show earlier, that before we jump to 2024, we have to see whether the Congress has learned lessons from this Karnataka victory, and they can carry those lessons forward to Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Chhattisgarh, where they will be fighting the BJP, in a straight contest. So, let's see how those results shape up, and let's see whether the Congress, sort of again does this low-key ground level campaign, putting the state level leadership forward, and also simultaneously, while they're fighting these elections, some kind of backroom work has to happen. Some backroom channels have to go on. Some backroom talks have to go on between all the opposition parties on how they are going to face the Modi juggernaut in 2024. And, so let's see how those talks pan out. And of course, if another Pulwama type thing happens, then nationalism will become the electoral motive for 2024. And on that, I'm afraid the BJP is unbeatable.